Hi, I'm Lauren Zebo from the Knitting Nest. Welcome to my store. We are located in Stateline of the South Shore of Lake Tahoe, and I'm in a pretty unique location. I'm inside a historic resort, the Eagle's Nest. It overlooks both Lake Tahoe and Carson Valley. When I opened my store in 2008, we found this location, the Eagle's Nest, and so my father and I figured out the Knitting Nest would be a very appropriate name. So 12 years ago, I was working as an interior designer and commuting, and I was listening to the Friday Night Knitting Club by Kate Jacobs. I love the story. It's a story about a community and a store in New York City. And I wanted to provide that. I wanted to have a fun shop that people could come in and work on their projects together, and also create and provide modern and fresh patterns and yarns. So the Knitting Nest was born, and yeah, it's really come a long way. I started out in this tiny little space, and started out with what I could. And 12 years later, I am full. Packed to the brim, things all over the walls and every nook and cranny. I carry everything from merino wools to alpacas and cashmere, silk, cottons, and of course, your manufactured fibers for machine washable wear. I love the hand painted, I love the hand dyed, the hand spun, all those that give so much character to your project. And then of course I have the more consistent fibers and spinning for your garments and things that you might want a little bit more consistency with. What I love to work on, if someone was to ask me, probably shawls. There's so many things you can do. You can have a really beautiful fiber with lots of color and a simple stitch. Or you can, have a real basic yarn and do some really intricate stitch work. So it's just so many fun things to do. Of course, I originally started out as just a come into the shop and pick and buy, and 12 years later, or 11 and a half years later, I decided to go online. So as of now, I have an online store with all your shopping needs. It's a work in progress, so I'm daily adding content and inventory and photos. Best way, though, is always to reach out. Call me, email, and I'd love to help you. I wanted to introduce myself. I hope that you all have a fabulous weekend with the Sierra Nevada Yarn Crawl. The 9 stores of us, we've been working so hard, and it's been a lot of fun. So a few things I'm going to be highlighting this weekend, a couple companies that I love, and they really care. They're socially and consciously conscious of the fibers and the way that it's manufactured. So Blue Sky Fibers, and stay tuned Saturday for the kit and the yarn. But these are some of their beautiful fibers, as well as knit collage. I'm going to have Amy knit collage with me, and her fibers are hand spun in India, and they use recycled materials and a lot of scraps, and there's chunkies, and there's just so many fun things that you can have as a quick knit. Of course, I have so many other things in the store, so look forward for you to see it. Thanks.